So this is indeed my hometown library, and I can honestly say my absolute favorite one. Thank you, Angie, for having us here. Fantastic group of readers. And I was asked by David Lehman, who is the series editor for this, to read poems from not only this, but earlier Best Americans that I've been in. So I could have used my whole 10 minutes that way, but I want to swerve out of them and do at least one or two new ones. But I'm going to start with a poem which I've been very lucky with this series since '99. So this is the first one that was picked for it by Robert Bly. The Envoy. One day in that room, a small rat. 2 days later, a snake, who, seeing me enter, whipped the long stripe of his body under the bed, then curled like a docile house pet. I don't know how either came or left. Later, the flashlight found nothing. For a year I watched as something, terror, happiness, grief, entered and then left my body, not knowing how it came in, not knowing how it went out. It hung where words could not reach it. It slept where light could not go. Its scent was neither snake nor rat, neither sensualist nor ascetic. There are openings in our lives of which we know nothing. Through them, the belled herds travel at will, long-legged and thirsty, covered with foreign dust. This next one, Bob Hass picked for the 2001 Best American. Thank you, Bob, very much. It's also going to be in the Best of the Best, which Robert Pinsky has edited, which will be coming out, I think, a few months from now. In praise of coldness. If you wish to move your reader, Chekhov wrote, you must write more coldly. Heraclitus recommended, a dry soul is best. And so at the center of many great works is found a preserving dispassion, like the vanishing point of quattrocento perspective, or the tiny packets of desiccant enclosed in a box of new shoes or seats. But still, the vanishing point is not the painting, the silica is not the blossoming plant. Chekhov, dying, read the timetables of trains. To what more earthly thing could he have been faithful? Scent of rocking distances, smoke of blue trees out the window, hampers of bread, pickled cabbage, boiled meat. Scent of the knowable journey. Neither a person entirely broken nor one entirely whole can speak. In sorrow, pretend to be fearless. In happiness, tremble. The library is now closing. They'll probably let us stay, since there's two more readers after me. Okay. I'm going to jump right along. To Critique of Pure Reason. Not an easy poem. It begins with a quote from the eponymous book from Kant. And if you listen to the first two lines, you might notice something about them. But they're a quote. He was quoting somebody else, and they make no sense. Critique of Pure Reason. Like one man milking a billy goat, another holding a sieve beneath it, Kant wrote, quoting an unnamed ancient. It takes a moment to notice the sieve doesn't matter. In her 90s, a woman begins to sleepwalk. One morning finding pudding and a washed pot, another the opened drawers of her late husband's dresser. After a while, anything becomes familiar. Though the Yiddish jokes of Auschwitz stumbled and failed outside the barbed wire. Perimeter is not meaning, but it changes meaning. As wit increases distance and compassion erodes it. Let reason flow like water around a stone, the stone remains. A dog catching a tennis ball lobbed into darkness holds her breath silent to keep the descent in her ears. The goat stands patient for 2 millennia, watching without judgment from behind his strange eyes. So I'm a little hungover from the election. I also realized that part of this physical exhaustion, first of all, my main reaction was indeed enormous relief, but I realized I was also quite carsick because I spent 3 days in Nevada from Sunday through poll closing Tuesday night, lurching around neighborhoods and knocking on doors, and it makes you carsick. So mowing for the gas, even though I was doing it with my fine neighbors in their Prius a lot of the time, once with a local woman in her pickup truck for 2 neighborhoods. And you know, it's very interesting that the ground game of democracy consists of knocking on the doors of trailers and interrupting people while they're making their dinner spaghetti sauce and saying, "Have you voted?" And yet, that is apparently what it takes. So I'm going to skip some of the others. I haven't yet read the poem from the book. I wanted to read, because the theme of the night has a lot of science poems have come into the rounds, and I wanted to do one. I just thought it was sort of funny that I've also, like Ray, got one that talks about chirality. And since she has explained it to you, I don't have to. This is a little prose poem, Left-Handed Sugar. In nature, molecules are chiral. They turn in one direction or the other. Naturally, then, someone wondered, might sugar, built to mirror itself, be sweet, but pass through the body unnoticed? A dieter's goldmine. I don't know why the experiment failed, or how. I think of the loneliness of that man-made substance, like a ghost in a 50s movie you could pass your hand through, or some suitor always rejected despite the sparkle of his cubic zirconia ring. Yet this sugar is real, and somewhere exists. It looks for a left-handed tongue. And I guess if the GMO proposition had passed, it would have been labeled. Okay, so I'm going to skip the other science poem and just give you the poem from the anthology. That Country Once Conquered is actually a reference to Afghanistan. The book, Come Thief, is quite haunted with the fact that we were at war throughout its writing, and we still are. We're not quite done yet. And that's all I'm going to say about that. In a kitchen where mushrooms were washed, the mushroom scent lingers. As the sea must keep for a long time the scent of the whale. As a person who's once loved completely, a country once conquered, does not release that stunned knowledge. They must want to be found, those strange-shaped rising morals, clownish puffballs. Lichens have served as a lampwick. Clean burning coconuts, olives, dried salmon, sheep fat, a carcass of petrol set blazing, light that is fume and abradement. Unburnable mushrooms are other. They darken the air they come into. There's the scent of having been traveled, been taken.